Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. It's a video I found from President Trump, one of his policy platforms, they say. A plank in the platform is Trump's new trade policy, what he's running on for president. It's pretty tough. Now, I'm old enough to remember the late 60s through the 1970s. The trade deficit that was destroying millions of American jobs was coming from Japan. And then, of course, later as time went on, the jobs being destroyed are from China. We've got addicted to the cheap goods from China, whether it be pharmaceuticals, electronics, and everything you can possibly think of. This is President Trump's campaign pledge for what he will do with the deficit. Now, let's listen to some of it, and I'll critique along the way.
In a system of universal baseline tariffs on most foreign products. On top of this, higher tariffs will increase incrementally depending on how much individual foreign countries devalue their currency. They devalue their currency to take advantage of the United States.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Now, that's actually true, and Japan did it for a long time as well, and China's doing it now. There's a difference. There's a huge difference between fair trade and unfair trade. Fair trade, Trump has never been against. It's unfair trade that's the problem. And he's been talking about this long before he ran for president. He was talking about this 20, 25, 30 years ago.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
You go on Oprah Winfrey, and he was on there. When, of course, he was a Democrat back then, so they didn't hate his guts. He was talking about how the U.S. is getting screwed over and over and over and over, and how billions and literally trillions of dollars are being invested overseas and not in our own country. And it gutted the high union paying jobs in Pennsylvania and Ohio and all through the Rust Belt, Michigan, Indiana, all through there. Manufacturing just slowly got siphoned off.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
I live in upstate New York. Manufacturing was huge in my town in Binghamton, New York. In fact, IBM was founded here in Binghamton, New York, as well as many other companies that later became Whirlpool and Sealtest Ice Cream, Endicott Johnson Shoe Manufacturing. The list is endless. We had a furniture manufacturing here. In the early 1900s, this town was number 2 in the country for cigar rolling manufacturing, and all the immigrants got jobs through that. It was a booming place. You could find a job in a day, a decent job in a day. Not anymore. And it's devastated. Now, the big cities don't care. They get what they get. All the manufacturing, all the steel production, coal, timber, everything. Oil, natural gas is all being gutted.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
By the Democrats, and has been, and I got to admit with some Republicans as well, for several decades. Enough's enough. Let's listen on.
As tariffs on foreign producers go up, taxes on American producers will go down and go down very substantially, and that means a lot of jobs coming in.
And that's key. If you're going to increase tariffs on goods, you better make sure they have the money to invest in manufacturing here in the U.S. And by lowering taxes on these businesses, they will invest in the U.S. Like he said with Mexico, you want to build a plant, an auto plant in Mexico? Be prepared to pay huge tariffs when they come back in the United States. These huge corporations, that's the part I don't get. The liberals on the left, I don't mean the progressives, I mean the old school liberals that talked about America first and jobs and decent wages. Where are they? Where are they? Just because Donald Trump's saying it, they have to be against it now? It's insane. But it's key to lower taxes as the tariffs go up gradually over time. Let's listen on.
Not only will this system end our gaping trade deficits, and they are massive right now, and bring back millions of American jobs, it will also bring trillions and trillions of dollars pouring into the United States Treasury, from foreign countries and allow us to invest that money in American workers. I will implement a bold series of reforms to completely eliminate dependence on China in all critical areas.
Yeah, that's very critical. Electronics, pharmaceuticals. Also, what he didn't mention, and I'm sure it's in his mind, but he didn't bring it up, is the European Union in Europe. Canada is our biggest trading partner as well. My understanding is more goods are transferred and imported and exported to Canada than any other country. Canada is our biggest and closest neighbor. So we're going to see what happens here. I'll play a little bit more, but this has to be done. The European Union has been screwing us over. China's been screwing us over. Years ago, Japan was screwing us over. Enough's enough. This isn't about retaliation, or this isn't about hatred for Asians or Europeans or any of that nonsense. This is about American workers first. I'm 66 years old. This is the first time, in my understanding of the history of the country, but at least my lifetime, the two generations that follow, this one, the next one, won't live as well as previous generations. In America, unheard of, but it's happening. It's happening. It's busting up families. It's causing drug addiction. Everything is connected. Everything is connected socially and economically. Make no mistake. Let's listen on.
We will revoke China's most favored nation trade status and adopt a 4-year plan to phase out all Chinese imports of essential goods, everything from electronics to steel to pharmaceuticals. We will also adopt new rules to stop U.S. companies from pouring investments into China and to stop China from buying up America, allowing all of those investments that clearly serve American interests. We're not going to allow bad things to happen to our country anymore, and we will eliminate federal contracts for any company that outsources to China.
And there you have it. I wholeheartedly agree. Not with 100% of this, about 95% of this. We're going to see how it plays out. People are going to say, well, it's going to cause more inflation. It's going to be phased in over a period of years. What's key is that as the tariffs go up on foreign goods that unfairly trade with us, Trump and almost everyone that follows trade with the world has no problem with fair trade. It's unfair trade that's the problem. Dumping cheap goods that are subsidized by their own government just to undermine us. Devaluating their currency so their goods are much cheaper. Those are all tricks, and basically it's wrong what they're doing to the U.S. They've been siphoning off our economy drop by drop, drop by drop, until they bleed us white. Now, many people might not like this. We're going to have to see how it works out. We'll see if Trump wins, then these policies will be implemented. And China is deep, deep, culturally, socially, and economically in our country, through all the universities, through nonprofits, as we see, even through the President of the United States and many, many, many members of the House and the Senate. We're going to have to see how this works. The neocons and the Democrats are going to have a conniption fit over this. But it has to be done. How many times can you get screwed over by the same people before you say enough? Even a field mouse, when cornered, will fight back. We've had enough. This is the second going on third generation that are worse off than their parents. It's never happened in the United States. These high-paying jobs need to come back. We need to be the manufacturing hub of the world again. Let me know what you think. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.